Okay, so today we're going to talk about relations and functions, both of which you already know. But you will be able to identify those functions and find the domain and range of both relations and functions. Okay, so a relation is just a connection between two quantities, and we're going to look at several different ways of showing those relationships. So here's an example. I've got a track meet, and there's a scoring system. If you're in first place, you get 5 points. For second place, you get 3 points. Third place, 2 points. Fourth place, 1 point. You get what I'm talking about. But what this scoring system is actually a relation. So you can see this relation by creating a set of ordered pairs. So this was my first place, which got 5 points, my second place, which got 3 points, third place, so 2 points, fourth place, and on and on. Okay? So we can also show that relation in a table. So there's my ordered pairs, and now I'm going to create a table of these values. So I've got my x of 1, which relates to 5 for my y, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, and 1. So in fact, I have yet another way of expressing this relation. I've put it in a table. So I've got my ordered pairs and I've got my table. Of course, is there another way? Yes, you may put this in a graph. So we're going to graph all of our 4 points. I've got 1, 5, 2, 3, 3, 2, and I'm doing this not very neatly because it really should create a straight line, which it is not doing, but it should be a straight line. Okay, so we basically just graphed all of our x and y values onto our graph. So this is another way of showing the relation. Okay, and the last way I'm going to show you is by using a mapping diagram. So we're going to use these two box kind of things, one for my x values and one for my y values. So I'm going to put all my x values here. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and those are going to map to the following values: 5, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to actually draw an arrow to show that this 1 relates to 5 as my y value. So this x value of 2 relates to 3 as my y value, and so on and so forth. Okay? Okay, so the domain of our relation represents all of the first coordinates, or the x values. The range are our y values, or the second coordinates. So here's the domain of our track meet scoring system. The domain is, and we write these little curly things on the ends, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all of our x values represent our domain. And our range is the y values, 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now I've got another representation, and this one's not the same. So I'm going to state my domain and range. Well, my domain is going to be all my x values. Notice I've got the first value for x starts right here at 1, so I'm going to put this down here. And my last x value ends here at 5. So my x has to be greater than or equal to 1, but less than or equal to 5. And this should make sense after we've done all of our inequalities. Then our range will be all of the y values. Well, notice the least y value is right here at 3. So that's going to be less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to our highest y value here at 4. Okay? So we've given the domain and range of this relation. We've already done this. You can see that. Alrighty, there we go. So a function is a special type of relation that pairs each domain value with exactly one range value. So we're going to have to check to make sure that it is actually a function. Here is a table, here is a mapping of the following relation. The question is this a function? Well, each one of these x values maps to only one y value. Notice this 1 only goes to 3. This 2 only goes to 4. Yes, -1 and 2 both go to 4, but -1 only has one y value. 2 only has one y value. Okay, so that was in fact a function. Here, I want to know if this relation is a function. So 5, notice, maps to 2 different values of y. So this is not going to be a function. Okay, because 5 is paired with 2 and 4. So this is not a function. All right, so I'm looking to see if what the domain and range are of this relation and determine if it is in fact a function, and then I want to know why or why not. So I've got my x values for my domain, and my x value, the least x value, is over here at -3, it looks like, -3. And my highest x value is over here at 2, so my domain is any point in between those 2 x values. My range is going to be, my lowest y value is down here at -2. And my highest y value is up here at 4. So my domain and range are listed. Now I need to determine if it's a function. Well, if you notice, I've got an x value of 1 that relates to both 2.5 and -2. So this is not a function. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up. You'll have another assignment to do tomorrow and no online quiz tonight.